I also have to do the, no, I'll talk about that later. But anyway, so I've been going through the videos. Now what I love about the Portion Fix is like you can use it with whatever workout schedule you're doing, or if you're not doing anything. So for me, when I made my plan last week, I was going to double up my workouts. So that brought me probably to another bracket. The thing is, today with you guys, I have to figure out a new bracket because I'm back to only doing one workout. So that might bring me back down, which is good because I could not handle the 2 workouts. So while you guys chat and talk about what you might be eating and stuff, I'm just going to kind of figure out my bracket quick, if you don't mind. Hey, Christine, thanks for hopping on. I'm just talking about, I tried to double up my workouts, and with the UPF, it may have brought me to a different bracket, and I can't handle it, so I'm back to 1 workout. So just to catch you up. So I have to figure out my bracket while you guys talk amongst yourselves and, coffee clutch and stuff.
I just have to make my shake quick.
Good
but
morning.
I found I'm still so simple. I'm like, it's like pathetically like, it's bad. I really I'm so complacent with being so simple, but I have to start trying like different stuff. And I
find myself
like,
very
I went from an egg bake to 2 hard-boiled eggs and cucumbers, like for my breakfast. And because I don't want to have my shake in the morning. I like, except I do every single weekend now. I have it in the morning because it helps me stay on track nutritionally. Yeah. I just said to Brian, I'm so excited that I'm not working out today. I'm giving my body like a full rest day, but I want to stay on track nutritionally. So I'm going to make my shake really quick.
But what I was going to say, Christine, you could just listen. You don't have to jump on. But is that if it's working for you, like the food that you're eating, then it's working for you. Do it until it stops working.
And I'm focusing more and am more excited on the fact that I'm using the containers again. Like I know when I was doing my egg bake and I'm making it for 5 days, I was not putting 5 cups of greens in my egg bake. So I know, but I was counting it as a green. So I know I was lacking. And now I'm feeling more full. Like yesterday I couldn't eat all the carrots in my green. And I was like, oh my God. But normally I would, I was back to kind of like taking the handful and being like, okay, that's a green, where I was not giving myself enough. So I'm thankful for that part and still sticking with although somebody in my group posted about, it was flourless blondies. And I was like, I'm more apt to try desserts.
But
hard-boiled eggs.
That's what I learned yesterday in the videos with the sugar addiction. The stuff that we buy, like if you want to make cupcakes, cookies, brownies, all that stuff, and make it homemade and substitute, sugar with agave or honey or something like that, and you're making it at home, she says that helps huge. It's not bad to have that stuff. But what happens is all that stuff that we buy that I love too, like I love Oreos, all that stuff, it is designed to be addictive. It's designed. You don't go and grab an apple and are like, oh my God, I need another apple. But if you go have an Oreo, it's like, oh, I want another one. It is designed that way.
It's like full of saturated fat, which is like the stuff that clogs your arteries. Like Oreos are like saturated fat. It's crazy.
Oh, but with the addiction part, so it's very interesting. So I don't know, I have to get back to that, making desserts and stuff and not buying so much in the store.
I actually found when I went to Target last night, my husband and I, or 2 nights ago, my husband found the Kodiak cakes that you make the pancakes with all the protein. They have now a chocolate muffin mix and a brownie mix and a cookie mix. So, and they say you can substitute the unsweetened applesauce, and instead of using eggs and oil and butter, you can use unsweetened applesauce and whatever, and they're packed with protein. So at least, even though there's sugar in it, there's still 10 grams of protein per brownie, which is not bad. If you
That's
just
great. That's like a Beach Bar. It's the same thing, 10 grams.
Yeah, awesome. If you want a sweet fix, and then, at least there's a lot of protein in it that you can.
Yeah. This is the other thing I want to share with you guys quick about, hi, Carrie, I want to welcome you to the thing in just a second. But I love this term, and it's like I know about it already, but I knew about it, but I didn't know it was a thing. She calls it crowded out. She says for people who have cravings, like I'm somebody who, even though I'm on track a lot, I still grab an Oreo. I'll still like want that sweet stuff. And she says we have to crowd it out. Like you have to eat more of the foods that you're supposed to eat. You're just not going to be that hungry. And that happened to me yesterday. I've been eating this huge salad for lunch, but like all good stuff, but it has like 2 greens in it, a purple, a yellow, a blue, an orange, a red. Like it's chock full. I'm not overeating. It's one of each container, but I'm still eating my other containers throughout the day, but I'm crowding it out. Like I really wanted, there were Malamars, and like I really wanted one, but I didn't grab one because I was not hungry enough. Like I was like, I can't, like I can't fit it. Like I couldn't even finish the salad.
Yeah, I find if I eat what I'm supposed to eat all day, I don't have that at the end of the day, like cravings for like junk food. If I fully eat like my full portions that I'm supposed to. Now I find if I cut back, like, or if I just don't eat as much during the day, all of a sudden at like 7:30 at night, I'm like, I want
you grab
ice
anything,
cream and I want like hot fudge, and it's just, so it definitely works if you actually eat everything you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You're totally satisfied.
Yeah. All right. Look, Carrie, thank you so much for hopping on. I figured baseball might be canceled.
Yeah, it got canceled. And I am a chocoholic. Like I would eat chocolate all day, every day, and I used to do that. And I do find that my Shakeology helps me tremendously, and starting my day with it helps me because I get that instant like chocolate fix right from the get-go, and that's super helpful for me. I do still have other chocolate, like I'll have clean chocolate chips. Sometimes I just do like a teaspoon or 2 of peanut butter with a couple chocolate chips. That like fuels my cravings sometimes too. But I don't have it because I'm upstairs and not in my kitchen, but Wild by Nature sells these little square chocolates. They're like sea salt and almond, and it's like 75 or 80% cocoa, whatever, however you say that. And it's so good. And it's just a small little square. So like sometimes whenever I go there, I'll get like 5 or 6 of them, and I'll just have it. So whenever I like really feel like I need chocolate, I can have that and know it's a better choice than most choices. I mean, it's still obviously a treat, but I will tell you that the other day, I got home super late. I had a really stressful day, and I was coming upstairs and I'm like, oh, I'm having one of those chocolates. Like that kind of like, I deserve it mentality. And then I came up and I was getting ready and whatever, and I had it in my hand, and I'm thinking to myself, if I eat this right now, I'm literally just eating it because like I'm about to go to bed. There's really no reason. It's like I'm just saying emotionally because I had a hard day. So I didn't eat the chocolate. And I think that we do that a lot with kind of telling ourselves like, oh, I had a hard day. I could have the glass of wine or whatever. And that's the emotional component. So I feel like when you're just a little bit more conscious of the choices that you're making, you can make better choices because you realize like, I'm just having that because I'm telling myself I can have it, but do I really need it? Do I want it? Like what am I going to get out of it? So, and sometimes you're still going to have it, and that's okay too. But, you can make better choices. At least most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree. And I think that like, first of all, the little bit of peanut butter and a few chocolate chips has been like a savior of mine, where I used to go to like, I could eat a bag of Doritos in one sitting. And I talk to my kids now eat that as their like snack. And it was funny. You guys were just talking about Oreos, and my daughter goes into the cabinet and she pulled out like a string of Oreos that they have, but it's been in there for like, I don't know, a month or so. So it was pretty funny. What was the other part that I was just going to say to you guys though? I like definitely think that the cutting up, for this is another like silly thing for me, but cutting up like the vegetables and fruits on Sundays has helped me to like continue eating my greens, because I found that I've been lacking on it. And for my kids too, like I pull it out now and they are so more apt to eat from it as well. So I'm just trying to find other little like ways to not go to those
I know
other desserts.
I've said this in the past, like I buy the steamables, the vegetable steamables. So that is the easiest thing. I don't have to cut. I hate cutting up vegetables. I hate the mess it makes. I love fresh vegetables, but unless I'm gonna cook them right away or whatever. But the steamables for me is like 3 minutes in the microwave, and I can just take a cup and I literally pour them into like one of the the containers, and that's my vegetable. And then I'll literally like wrap it up and put it back in the fridge and then do it the next day. Even though they're steamed, I just keep them in the bag and reheat them the next day. That's like the easiest way for me to eat vegetables, and I definitely eat every portion of vegetables I'm supposed to every day, and it's so much easier that way.
And I have a vegetable question. This is going to sound really dumb, but I am anyway. When we want to roast a vegetable, can you use frozen vegetables, or does it have to be fresh? It doesn't.
Yes, you can. I've done it with frozen vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if it was going to get like soggy or like
No, it's fine. I do like the organic, like rainbow cauliflower that Trader Joe's sells. They have like a bag. I've done it with that. And you want your oven to be up at like 400.
Okay.
And I'll put it on parchment paper. Maybe even just like spray it with a little coconut oil or something. And if you want to season it a little bit, and it's perfect.
And then how long?
I would say about 20 minutes. You kind of have to watch it just to see. It could be 20, 25 minutes, but until it looks the way you want it to look.
And this is going to sound another stupid thing. Does it get black?
It depends on how long you roast it or how much oil you add to it. Okay. So the blackening part is kind of like that caramelizing, and that you've had it in there for a long time. The less you cook your vegetables, the more nutrition they have in them. So the longer you cook them, the more nutrition you cook out of them. That's why technically either eating them fresh or steaming them is that you're getting the most nutrition out of it. But I love roasted vegetables. So,
well, I think my kids will like it too, like and to enable them to try some new ones. We're very texture people over here, so.
Also, the spaghetti squash has been like a huge like plot. Like I never made spaghetti squash up until a few weeks ago when everybody talked about it. I don't remember. But I've been using spaghetti squash now almost every night with my dinner. So like I'll make either like the turkey chop meat that I'll do with sauce, or I'll do spaghetti squash with like I've done like onions and garlic and a little bit of oil with shrimp, and like put it over the spaghetti squash. Like it's like the best thing I could have ever found or like learned about, because it's just really good.
It makes you feel like you're having carbs, and
it's great, and it's so easy to make it. I never realized how easy it was. I always thought like it was like a long process of like, I literally just throw it in the oven again on like 400 for 20 minutes in the convection oven, and I just scrape it out, and it's like a whole thing for like the whole week. It's great.
Awesome. Did you guys share? Did anybody share their plans or what they're making?
No, but I was just saying that I actually am going down a bracket because I'm not doubling up with the workouts. It's way too hard. I can't do it. I probably could do it, but I just am finding it too difficult to follow through and do it. So lesson learned there for me. At this point, I can't do that right now. So back to doing just either 20 or 30 minutes of exercise. So that actually, I just did the calculation, and it brought me down to bracket C, which I've never really eaten out of. I think I did an 80-day obsession. So like, I'm going to go back to my old 80-day obsession meal plans. In fact, I wonder if I should, I don't know. This is the last thing about you. I'm really loving UPF. I'm going through it slowly, going through the program. And, what was it? She talked about, I talked about this with Jackie the other night. Sorry, Jackie's on the call and she's going to hear it twice. But she basically talked about that our metabolism does not kick in until we have that first meal. So like we're still in like sleeping metabolism until with our first bite of food. So that's why the pre-workout is so amazing. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should go back, but it's so hard to do it. Like she's like, even if it's a little food, like I wonder if I just have like a hard-boiled egg. Just like a hard-boiled egg and like something easy that you could just eat really quick, like a half an hour before. I wonder if like I experiment and just try that for like a week just to see what happens. Because
Sandra does.
Does she?
And she does like, it's usually some sort of like nuts, like it's a very small, like something. I want to say either cashews or something. I'm not 100%, but I'll message her too, because she has just the same reason, just to get the metabolism going. But we're working out so early in the morning that, you know, or something as simple as a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah, I don't want to sit there making eggs over arugula, which was usually my thing during 80-Day Obsession, which I love, but I'm not going to do that at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, that's insanity. So if I make eggs ahead of time, I could easily just pop one in. I'm going to try it. I'm doing it. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, my husband was going to the gym early in the morning and he'd go on an empty stomach. And I'm like, you have to eat something. And he'd be like, no. I'm like, honestly, like, because I know about the metabolism. Like, the minute you wake up, they say, like, drink water and then eat something before you work out, even if it's a half a banana, even if it's like a thing of peanuts and a half a banana. Like, as long as you have something in your stomach to kickstart your metabolism. So he started doing that, and he's like, it made such a huge difference. He's like, I have so much more energy when I go. He's like, I'm not falling asleep halfway through, you know. So I'm like, you know, it works. It definitely works, 100%. So, I mean, it might not work for everybody, but I know, like, from experience for me, I have to have something in my stomach before, you know, you do any of that.
So
definitely gives you a boost.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to try it for sure. And
Yeah.
I can encourage anybody else to join me and try it too. Who else eats in bracket C, or do you guys want to talk about what brackets you eat out of? Because I got to look and see. Like now I got to look.
I might be C now because I'm down 20 pounds.
Yeah!
I know. It's crazy. I went from 210 or 209 to 189. So that's crazy for me.
That's awesome.
That is crazy. Like, I haven't been under 190 pounds since 2009.
Congratulations.
So 10 years.
I'm really crying. I'm so
I know.
proud of you.
And I mean, like, I've tried to keep it 80-20. So I've been, you know, have my days where I'm like, you know, have what I want exactly, like, and I don't deprive myself. If I'm really in the mood for something, I just go for it because I'm not always in the mood for stuff. So you know, but it's so easy now to stay back on track the next day, and I love it. And I love the fact that I learned all of this, and it's like learning new things is like, I didn't think like I could, you know, get to this, and I did. So it's wonderful. But yeah, I think I'm in C now. I think that's what I'm in.
That's awesome. I'm so excited. So I'm looking at it, and I'm going to just write down, I have this thingy, but you could just use a piece of paper if you want to. 5 greens, 3 purples. All right, 5 reds, 4 yellows. I'm probably going way too fast for you. I'm just doing it in the book. They have a little book. So it tells you all the different.
I love the book.
I know.
I'm in bracket C2. I didn't realize it until you started rattling off the numbers, because I just have my numbers listed on the top of every page.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So that's good. So I could use a lot of like what you do. You don't do a pre-workout meal, right? You usually work out early.
Yeah. If I eat at like 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if I can actually work out.
I used to think that when I did 80-Day Obsession, and then all of a sudden, it's weird. Your metabolism changes. And like, as I went through the program, I actually would wake up and be like, oh my God, I have to eat. Like my body like started to get used to that like first meal in the day. So something to think about. You don't have to do it, you know, this week or whatever, but I'm just something to put in your cap, because you might notice your metabolism speeds up if you start doing it, you know.
One thing that did help me, I changed the Shakeology till the late afternoon, And the reason why I did that was because I get home from work and I go off the rails because I'm hungry and I'm making dinner. And if I drink the Shakeology, I kind of don't snack. And then I have a lighter dinner as a result of it too. So it kind of works in reverse for me. And it satisfies all the cravings of sweetness and everything else that I have throughout the day. So that's been working. If anybody has any problems with that 4 or 5 o'clock shift, that's the worst for me.
Oh yeah,
That's so me.
Is it? I know you usually have.
Yeah, I Monday through Friday, I have to have my shake. I usually have it like between 3:30 and 4:30 because I'm home from work. The chaos of where I'm taking the kids, what I'm doing, blah 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 blah. I just started on the weekends having it earlier to help me because I will fall off track much quicker on the weekends. When school's in session, I am very I know when I'm eating, everything is much more structured. When I'm off, like even today, not working out is throwing me off a little bit. So, but I am excited for that part of it, but I have to stay on track nutritionally.
I've been eating it in the afternoon too. Eating it, drinking it. I do like eating it sometimes. And I love it. I love it because it definitely gets me like that fuller feeling in the afternoon and gives me that sweet, the little sweet. All right, so I'm gonna start. I know we're having, I think, Salisbury steak for dinner. That's the only thing I know right now. Does anybody have anything that they know that they're making? Are you looking through a cookbook there, Katie? I'm calling you out, girl.
I'm sorry, I apologize. My best friend Amanda's here, so I've been on mute the whole time. I'm listening to what you guys are saying and looking at the new Fixed Day cookbook. This is honestly the first time that I've opened it up, and I'm drooling over these menus here. She's really good and does all of her food prep also with one of her friends, and the girl that she does it with was oh, I just got that new Fixed Day cookbook. So they're swapping recipes and looking at stuff too, so that's what we were discussing. And congratulations, Elena, 20 pounds.
Thank you. I actually, like I said before, with the spaghetti squash, I made my own little recipe. I didn't get it from anywhere, but I just kind of counted the amount of, I bought frozen shrimp pre-cooked already with the tails on from Stop and Shop. And I think 14 shrimp was 30 grams of protein. And when they're cooked, it is the size of a red container. And I just sauteed up 2 cups of vegetables. I measured out, which was just onions, peppers, mushrooms. I think I cut up some string beans, and I just sauteed. I'm talking a little bit of olive oil, fresh garlic, nothing, not soaking or anything. Just very lightly sauteed it up. A little bit of white wine, a drop of white wine just to deglaze it and really get it caramelized nice, and put it over the spaghetti squash. It was so good, really good. So, and it's so easy to make the shrimp. Like I said, they're already cooked, so I just put them in water to just to defrost them, and then just threw them in with the sauteed vegetables right over the shrimp. Right over the spaghetti squash. It was really, really, it was awesome. And it was a full serving of the red and a full serving of the green, and spaghetti squash is 2 greens, and then I guess you could have, I don't know about the carb with it, but I didn't put a carb with it. So.
No, that's fine. And that was for dinner, right?
Yeah.
That's great, because that's a to-be mindset thing where you're eating those vegetables at night and the protein, and that's an amazing way to see some good weight loss. And
yeah, I have not really had carbs at night at all. Last night I had for dinner because I went to a master class last night, a Zumba master class. It was a 90-minute Zumba class. So I'm let me just, it was unbelievable. If you guys want the information, I can give you. It's once a month, and it was the funnest time I've ever had. But I had some carbs because I knew I had to sustain the hour and a half. I didn't want to get starving in the middle, because I will be starving halfway through a workout if I don't have them. So.
That sounds really yummy.
Yeah, it's really good. It's super easy. You can just there's no, like I said, I just measure with the cups, the amount of vegetables in a green cup, the amount of shrimp in a red cup. So.
And I think that's pretty key, though, to being successful during the week, because think we get in our head that we have to do all these recipes. And really, if just on Sunday you're preparing yourself like that, like you've prepared your veggies, you know, you have shrimp on hand, like you can buy pre-cooked shrimp frozen that you just heat up. It doesn't take long. You could have the frozen brown rice or quinoa from Trader Joe's that is legitimately just brown rice and quinoa. There's no other additives in there. Frozen, you know, so you're in a pinch, you get home late, a lot of activities after school, whatever it is, after work, and, you know, you can cook up a meal in 10 or 15 minutes, not following a recipe, super simple, super healthy, and delicious. So it doesn't always have to be hard and difficult, but if you have the right foods on hand and you prepare some of your stuff on Sunday on the weekend, you can little by little set yourself up for success all week. Like, I'm probably not following any recipes. We're going away on Thursday, so I'm not going to make an abundance of food. I only have 3 days of work, and you know, I do have a lot of, I have a meat service, so I have a lot of frozen meat in my freezer, and we'll probably barbecue a lot, so I'll just make sure I have a lot of veggies to go alongside it. Sometimes I'll prep like sweet potatoes or something like that, so I can pair that up with it. I have some butternut squash cubed, so maybe I'll roast that and have that, which could be added into, which counts as a veggie but feels like a carb. So, you know, like little things like that, but that's kind of my game plan for this week. I'll probably just prep breakfasts for myself. So maybe, and my husband, like an oatmeal bake or something fun and yummy like that.
I find like that in my routine, I find like I usually, when I go grocery shopping on Sundays, sometimes I do it on Monday because I work Sundays, but I'll always like end up with like 3 meats. Like I said, I do a lot of the steamed vegetables. Sometimes I'll buy a couple of fresh, like the peppers, like the little baby peppers are easy to like just chop up and eat quick or throw in an omelet. And then I always end up buying like all fresh fruit so that I can have my cup of fruit, because my fruit is like, that's like my sugar for me and I need it. So my 2 cups a day that I have, I always have fresh fruit, especially blueberries, raspberries, and we actually bought blueberry bushes, so hopefully I can grow my own, which would be kind of fun. So.
Hi, Ariana.
Hi.
I'm so glad you hopped on. So I'm probably gonna do crockpot oatmeal again this week. I don't know, because I have all the stuff and it's just so easy. I don't know. Do you guys ever make that, the crockpot oatmeal?
Brian loves it. I'm going to stay the same and just do my 2 hard-boiled eggs, and I'll get cucumbers and peppers, and I'll cut them up and prep them and do that as my veggie. I'm like Carrie this week where we're on vacation Thursday, Friday, but we do Taco Tuesday too. So I take the meat from that and I'll have that over salad on lunch on the next day, on Wednesday. So then I'm pretty set for that. And I use just lettuce wraps, or sometimes I'll use a flat out and I'll cut a flat out in half and I'll give myself 1 flat out, and that gives me the taco for that. So I'm just trying to think of something else for lunch. Like I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't want to make a whole thing of meatballs or a whole thing, you know, so I'm trying to figure out, but I've had a hard time really the past few weeks putting together a salad. I don't know why. I just am loving when I buy it, and I'm like, I'm not buying it for the next 3 days, but so I have to figure out one more lunch. But
Something super yummy, and I think Georgie, I think you've done this too. It's so easy. The other day, I actually got watermelon that was delicious, and it was so exciting because it was like, oh, watermelon, like I haven't had good watermelon in so long. And just chopping up the watermelon, like a purple of the watermelon, and just sprinkling a little bit of crumbled feta on it. It feels like you've just made this amazing thing, and it's just so ridiculously simple. And you don't need a lot, so it's like a fraction of your blue. You don't even need a half a blue. You don't need a lot of feta. But that's like a really nice treat. Like it's a good side, like I'll bring to lunch for work or something like
So
that.
good. And if you really want to get crazy and you happen to like grow mint grows like crazy for some people, like just grab a little bit of mint and put it in it. And it's like, oh, you know me, I got to fancy everything up, right? I'm trying to think of what else I'm going to eat though. I don't know. The salmon salad, I've been doing salmon in salad. Who else is going away? A lot of you going away? I know with the holiday.
I just realized I think I might do chicken with avocado, like for
Oh,
lunch.
that's what I was
Like-
going to tell you. I love turkey, avocado on cinnamon raisin Ezekiel bread, or cinnamon raisin Ezekiel toast, and then you put avocado on it, and that acts like the mayonnaise, and you put some turkey, and it's delicious.
One of my favorite work lunches, like for making a sandwich, is the Ezekiel bread, or Trader Joe's has like their version of like an Ezekiel bread that I freeze the bread. So I toast it and then I mash avocado. I do everything but the bagel seasoning. I put like 2 pieces of turkey bacon, sliced tomato and lettuce. So it's a healthy BLT. It is, oh, and I do a little sprinkle of sriracha. It is like so fantastic, and it feels like, again, like you're eating a comfort food of like a BLT, but it's super tasty and yummy. My husband loves it too, and like because the bread was frozen and you toasted it, it like holds up. It's not like soggy. So that's like a really good lunch. Or we do like the pulled rotisserie chicken with, I might make it the same way, might like substitute out the bacon, you know, and put the rotisserie chicken, or I'll do that with hummus instead of avocado. So just using my blues in a different way. But those are all really, really good ways. And I like to make, when I do the chicken, I usually put it on those cauliflower rounds, which I absolutely love. Just if you're buying those products, just make sure the products you're buying, like the first ingredient in mine is cauliflower. There's very few other additives. But there's so many cauliflower products out there, but just because it says it's made from cauliflower doesn't mean that it's actually good for you. It still could be a very processed food, so just be very cautious and make sure you're reading labels and ingredient lists, okay?
Can I ask you, Carrie, can you message or take a picture of what the Trader Joe's version of the Ezekiel bread is? Because I get over there and I get overwhelmed and then I just walk away.
Sure.
So if I know what it is, then I'll be able to try.
Yeah, it's really good. I really like it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise then I just avoid that whole, the bread in general. And I'm like, I need a carb. So like I need to figure out like other ways.
Yeah, and actually I think, I can't remember offhand, but I'm pretty sure that the 2 slices counts as 1 yellow. Because that's a big thing too. If you're making sandwiches, I don't like to use up all my yellows on a sandwich. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather be able to have a sweet potato. Like that's why when I buy bread, I freeze it, because I don't want to like always have yellows be a breaded product.
Right.
But at least that's a healthy bread. Like you're getting a lot of nutrition out of it.
Yeah. How do you judge if it's 1 yellow or 2? Like, so I used to count 1 slice of bread as 1 yellow, but now I look at the like calories of it, and if it's not that high, then I count 2 as 1 yellow.
Right.
You do?
So yes. So if it's like 100 to like 120 calories, it could count as 1 yellow. And I believe that these might be 60 calories each, from what I remember. And then you also have to pay attention to like, it has to be high in fiber. Like if you're eating a yellow and it doesn't have any fiber, then you're not really getting, like if you're having a carb, you should be getting fiber in your carb. So you just have to pay attention to that too. And of course fat. So like if it's got, you know, quite a few grams of protein and fiber in it, you know, you're getting a good yellow. You know what I mean? Just got to read the lists.
Read the lists.
We have less than a minute left. Can we take a quick picture?
Oh yeah, sure. Can you take it, Katie?
I'm gonna take a quick picture. So I'm with my phone. 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I feel ready, I think. Plan C, here I come. All right, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the groups.
Thank you guys.
Okay.
Have a good
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.